that is not messianic or salvific. You're not trying to save people. You're not trying to be a Messiah to bring some kind of grand gospel to people. You're simply trying to touch people's lives. So when you enrich and enable a person's life, the way in which you've talked about that right there, you're already talking about the ways in which you were touched.
Mm-hmm.
That means there was no futility at all.
Yeah.
And so all we can do, as human beings, is to try to inspire one another and encourage one another and enable one another, ennoble one another. And that in and of itself is what the great John Coltrane called a force for good. How do I become, based on a love supreme, a force for good in a cold and cruel world?
Based on love supreme.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And love supreme is not love in the abstract, right? It's a love of beauty in its concrete forms. It's a love of goodness in its concrete forms. It's a love of truth in its concrete forms. Now, but when it comes to this love that allows us to persist in a world in which cruelty and envy, contempt, manipulation, dishonesty, and that's shot through all of us. So we're not finger pointing the name call.
Right.
Oh no, I've called Brother Donald Trump a gangster over and over again, and I say that because there's a gangster inside of me. I got to reconquer it every day. So I know gangsters when I see them.